a few weeks back when I was quote-unquote snubbed by the Academy, it reminded me when I briefly attended high school and was overlooked for the coveted yearbook superlative category best looking. That accolade was given to a jean jacket wearing feather-haired douchebag by the name of Skipper Jenkins. But my classmates did honor me with the allegedly less prestigious designation of best personality. And tonight, as I look around this room, I realize the Independent Spirit Awards are the best personality awards of Hollywood. So, let all those feathered-haired douchebag motherfuckers get their Oscars tomorrow night. Their handsome good looks will fade in time, while our independent personalities will shine on forever.
It's the comic book bullies.
Man, you come right out of a comic book.
It's the comic book bullies.
You will bow down before me!
It's the comic book bullies.
Now I am the master.
It's the comic book bullies. It's the comic book bullies.
Welcome back to the Comic Book Bullies with Nerd is the New Bully. I'm your host, Leroy, a.k.a. The Finger Fisherman, with my co-host.
This is Eli the Boobs.
Oh, man, I thought you were going to be like the spirit of Birds of Prey and call yourself like Daddy's Little Monster or something, you know?
Oh, shit. No, not that. I'm not that witty this week.
Yeah, Eli's feeling under the weather, listeners. So what we're going to do is we're going to raise a fundraiser, and we're going to get him like a Winter Soldier arm. You know, or like cable or something.
Actually, it's a leg. I need a leg.
We need a leg. Who's got a leg in comics? No, everybody gets arms. Nobody ever gets legs.
Yeah. Those Darth Maul legs in the Clone Wars.
There you go, spider legs. You can't get regular legs. You gotta get like spider legs and shit. Like get 8 of them. Or a tank tread.
Rocket Raccoon. Get Rocket Raccoon to get me a leg.
There you go. I want that guy's leg. So yeah, but and Eli, I want to thank you for actually advertising our merch because for some reason we never do that, and you actually did yesterday.
Yeah, that hoodie came in the mail. I'm still waiting on the Geek Savs.
Yeah.
Indian time as always, late. So
you gotta have a CP time also.
Yeah, yeah. The Comic Book Bullies hoodie came in, and it's quite nice. A nice quality hoodie.
Yeah,
I'm up in Minnesota.
Basically, you're like our fashion model for right now. So I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
I was actually I posted on in my Facebook stories, and I was getting all kind of reactions and stuff from it. So. One of our female listeners wanted to say, "Hey, Eli, that was the first time seeing you." So,
well, hey,
our female listeners' reviews just went up just because of the Comic Bullies hoodie. That being said, can we move on to the sad stuff now? I guess it's sad. Yeah. So we had another celebrity death, which I was actually kind of shocked about. Kirk Douglas.
Yeah, I didn't even know he was still alive.
I didn't even know he was still alive. That's the thing. It was. I hate
How old
to
was
be
he? Like
that,
120. 127 years old.
Yeah, like what the fuck, man?
This dude's old as fuck, man. He's like Yoda old.
Right. I'm like, there's no way Kirk Douglas can still be alive. I only knew he was alive because something he did like last year, and I'm like, what the hell? How is he still alive? But yeah, this is Kirk Douglas. Like I said, we're old enough to know who he is. I'm pretty sure nobody, born after 1990 or 2000 knows who Kirk Douglas is. But yeah. He was famous from Spartacus,
Mm-hmm.
Here's the
Ties
thing.
of Glory.
Here's the thing. When I always picture Captain America in my head, it was always Kirk Douglas. Before Chris Evans and all, and the Salinger Kid and stuff like that. It was always
I suppose he, yeah.
Because the chin.
Yeah, and the
he has
hairdo.
the best chin in Hollywood.
Yeah.
So that's my thing.
Yeah. Well, he's Michael Douglas's dad. If anybody who knows who Michael Douglas is.
Now it's getting to the point they might not know who Michael Douglas is.
Yeah, because that motherfucker's old.
Right, he's old as shit. Yeah, he's Hank Pym in Ant-Man movies, but
yeah, he's Hank Pym.
So,
yeah. No one's seen Romance in the Stone.
Romance in the Stone, Disclosure.
Yeah.
Black Rain.
Black Rain. Yeah.
Black Rain was my shit.
That was a good movie. Yeah.
And Falling Down. He was
Falling down,
Joker
that's
before
right.
Joker.
Falling down, yes. Yeah, the Joker of our youth.
Of our generation, right?
Yeah.
And he didn't win a
Um,
fucking Oscar, but that's cool.
Yeah.
So that being said, let's talk about the Oscars real quickly, okay? Eli, you got a chance to look at it. I didn't bother looking at it. Black Panther wasn't there, so I don't give a shit anymore. But what'd you think about the ceremonies and stuff?
I thought it was cool that Joaquin won, and I must admit his speech was quite moving.
I didn't see it, but I saw a lot of people posting it.
Yeah, he won Best Actor for Joker, so that legitimizes comic book movies. They're as real cinema, even though they rip off Martin Scorsese. But
Well, that's cool. You want to be considered a movie, rip off a movie.
yeah, but Parasite won Best Picture, which is surprising.
Isn't that a Netflix movie?
No, it's that Korean movie. The guy
I
who
mean, I
did
know it's a Korean
Snowpiercer.
movie, but I thought it was on Netflix for some reason. But yeah.
No, it was in the theater. I've seen it. It's cool. It's not my favorite movie of the year, but it's good. It's a good flick. Definitely made me think. But no one expected that. That was just a surprise. Everyone thought like it was going to be 1917 because that's the one that won all the Golden Globes and shit. So
Right.
it was kind of a like, what the fuck, Parasite, So
So I guess I don't know. As the Oscars, I think we still give them too much credit. I still don't like what they did.
Eminem was on there.
Who?
Eminem, surprise performance by Eminem.
Yeah. What was the big? I mean, why? I mean, I know he did. Lose yourself, but why was he there? And
I guess it was something about music in movies. They were celebrating like songs in movies.
so did like a bunch of people show up? It was just Eminem.
No, it was just him. But there was like a clip. They played a bunch of like songs, famous songs that you associate with movies. Like the Dirty Dancing song. Those original songs that when you hear, oh, that's from that movie. And then he played Lose Yourself.
Okay.
So
I just remember Mom Spaghetti.
people went off.
So, yeah. It's just weird. They made a big deal about it. Oh, Eminem showed up. Like, okay. Okay. I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't expect that.
I mean, I didn't expect it, but I didn't think it was like a newsworthy thing. Like, hey, he's a musical artist. He did a song. That's okay. He showed up and did his job, I guess. I don't know. But
Yeah.
whatever. Like I said, the Oscars just rubbed me the wrong way because of the choice they was picking. Not the Oscar so white and the Oscar so male and the Oscar so fish person and stuff like that. Just the fact that what they did to Adam Sandler this year, that was wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, just the thing that now, not to say that Adam Sandler had a chance of winning, because like I said, Joaquin Phoenix was going to take the thing and just run away with it. But Adam Sandler won all these awards everywhere else, for Uncut Gems. And they actually made an official statement with the Oscars said, yeah, we didn't even nominate him because he's Adam Sandler. I'm like, that's not right, man. I mean, you don't nominate a guy that actually did his job and did a pretty good job just because you don't like the guy. Like, come on, man, you got to do better than that. So, I don't know. It just seemed like a big popularity contest. So,
Well, yeah, that's pretty much.
I mean, that's just what it is. It's an award show. Everybody's just jerking themselves off in a circle. So, whatever. Let me say, can actually move into the podcast. I mean, the actual episode of the podcast where we came to talk about.
Sure.
Let's do it. Gotta make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, we hit all the main points on there. We're getting pretty good, just Eli.
All right.
And yeah, let's start off with the box office numbers and give it to me, Eli. What is the number one movie of the week?
It's got to be Birds of Prey.
You're not gonna say the whole thing?
Well, I heard they changed the name. Isn't it Birds of Prey, Harley Quinn?
Is that a thing, or is there just something some asshole on Twitter just said just to make up, and everybody just ran with it? Like, is this something like
Harley
we
Quinn
got
and
it
the Birds of
covered?
Prey? What's it called?
Well, it's called. Okay, I got it written in front of me because I'm gonna say this one time, and I'm not gonna say it again because I'm gonna forget it after that. Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of one Harley Quinn. Who the fuck thought that was a good idea?
Yeah.
You know what? I actually saw an interview on Margot Robbie, and the reason she's the one that came up with the title. And the reason
really?
she came up with the title because of these fucking Australians think that having long ass titles is funny.
Okay.
It's not funny. No, leave that shit wherever the fuck, down under. That being said, we'll come back to Birds of Prey. Number 2, Bad Boys for Life. So finally dropped down to number 2. Number 3, 1917. Number 4, Doolittle. Number 5, Jumanji: The Next Level. Number 6, The Gentleman. Number 7, Gretel and Hansel. Number 8, Little Women. Oh, the first one was Gentleman, other Little Women. Okay. Number 9, Star Wars Episode 9. Why is it still in the theaters?
What the hell?
Yeah, why?
Surprise.
It's a zombie. Why won't you die? All right. Number 10, Knives Out. Which also is surprising. Still, Knives Out came out before Star Wars, didn't it?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me see Knives Out.
Well, after Oscars, they always like kind of re-release movies. And Knives Out was nominated for shit. So I'm sure Joker, and you're gonna see Joker back in a fucking.
Oh yeah, because check this out. After Knives Out, then you have number 11, Parasite, and you have number 12, Jojo Rabbit.
Yeah.
Which I think Taika Waititi also won an award.
Yeah, he won Best Screenplay or something, one of the Screenplay Awards, original or adapted.
I can't remember.
And and he dedicated it to indigenous youth, which was kind of cool.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny that he's Jewish playing a Nazi. Well, not just Nazi, playing Hitler.
He's Maori.
Wait, he's like both, isn't he?
No, he's Maori. He's from New Zealand.
Oh.
Those Polynesian.
Okay, I thought somewhere they said like he's that, but I thought he also said he's Jewish also.
Oh, maybe, who knows?
Maybe,
but yeah, he is a brown guy playing Hitler.
Yeah, and the first of his race to win an award. So there you go, Oscar so white.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's you, Eli. You want to get into it? I mean, like I said, we broke down that, and basically we're not gonna do the whole show on Birds of Prey, but we're just gonna just give our quick thoughts on it and kind of move on to just other things on it. You did it. We were gonna record last night. Some things happened. I was unavailable. You went ahead and potted anyway. I didn't get a chance to listen to the Geek Sab episode. I'm gonna check it out after this because
it's gonna be the last one for a while because Anthony goes on tour, so he's gonna be gone for at least a month or two.
Oh damn! Okay,
so
4 weeks. 4 weeks will fly by.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I said, Eli, I have no idea what you think about the movie. I haven't seen anything. Because other movies you'll post, I like this, or don't like that. So go ahead, give it to me. What is your review?
Well, I did post that I saw it, but no one asked me what I thought, so I didn't say anything.
Well, fuck. So like you didn't even give me a chance to try to avoid you this time.
But no, I liked it. I thought it was funny. I thought it was cool. It was I did have low expectations. I didn't expect much from it, but it was surprisingly entertaining. I was laughing. It was rated R, so it had that raunchy comedy, R-rated comedy, very violent, more violent than I was expecting. It was kind of like it reminded me of Deadpool in a way, as far as like, her narrating and addressing the audience, breaking the fourth wall.
He was staring at the camera a couple times.
Yeah, kind of had that Deadpool feel to it. Very over the top and campy. And yeah, the Batman Easter eggs were I was getting into all that. And
did you stay after the credits?
I did stay after the
credits.
And thought that was pretty funny. So my kid loved it. He's a Harley Quinn fan. He loved it. Had a lot of fun. We've been watching the cartoon.
Oh man, one more episode left.
Yeah, and we've been digging on that too. I surprisingly, I've never been a Harley Quinn fan, but lately I've been getting into that cartoon and some of the books that have been coming out lately, the Black Label books. I've been getting into. So no, I had a good time with it. I surprisingly entertaining. I liked it way more than I thought I would because I really didn't expect much from this movie. So yeah.
Cool. Okay, you got a slap score on it.
Oh, 4 out of 5. Go check it out.
Cool. Good one. Okay. I guess I'll go. I'm trying to see what I can say that you just didn't say because you said a lot. Yeah, Eli, I liked it. No, actually, you know what? I didn't just like this movie. I love this movie.
All right.
I really enjoyed this movie. Like I was just like you, didn't have low expectations, but going to the movie, watching the movie, I was just finding myself way more entertained than I thought I was gonna be. I'm like, I'm really enjoying this movie. Like the whole thing about it, like Margot Robbie, like she is Harley Quinn. Like she nails Harley Quinn. Like she pretty much carries the whole movie. The movie was very stylized. It was very like energetic. It had a lot of energy to it. The action scenes were way better than I thought they were gonna be. Like, why are these action scenes way better for a Harley Quinn movie? And then it came out that the second unit team was actually the John Wick guys. You know.
Okay.
Yeah. So
you
that's
can see it. Shit. There's not a bunch of smoke and debris like in BVS or Man of Steel.
Right. So I was expecting that type of action, but I'm like, no, this shit's actually pretty good. Like when she was in the prison scene and with the baseball bat with those.
The baseball bat, which is
I was
breaking
like,
all the limbs and shit.
Yeah, I'm like, this is way better than this has any right to be. You know.
Yeah.
Ewan McGregor kills it as Black Mass. Now, like I said, if you're a comic book purist and you expect Black Mass to be a certain way, Ewan McGregor doesn't care. I doubt he even read what the Black Mass was in the comics. Honestly, I don't care either. The version he was playing way more entertaining than I've ever seen Black Mask in the comics anyway. He was kind of like a man-child, spoiled brat, you know, and it was funny, you know, he could watch somebody get their face ripped off, but if somebody like blows a snot bubble, that was gross him out. I thought this shit was kind of funny, you know.
Yeah.
Zaz was there. He was just like supposed to be you know, the star scream of the bad guys, but did his job, was awesome. All the birds of prey, I like it. Matter of fact, the only real knock I have against this movie is that there wasn't enough birds of prey in the movie for me. They were all background characters, but when they did show up, they added punch to the movie. Black Canary, she was there. I like her arc in there, even though she had a very low arc in it. Renee Montoya, when she showed up, she was pretty cool. But I just love seeing Rosa Perez in anything. You know, that was my '90s crush. So just show you how old I am. You know.
Yeah.
Who else? Meredith. What's it? Ramona Flowers. Whatever the fuck her name is.
Ramona Flowers.
Yeah. Playing Huntress. Yeah.
That chick.
That chick. Yeah. I don't know her real name, but yeah, the Huntress in this one. Honestly, out of all the birds of prey, she was the one that stole the show.
Yeah.
Right? And that's how it should be. Like, everybody keep talking about how Jared Leto was in the Joker. Was in Suicide Squad. Oh, he didn't get enough screen time. Yeah, because every time he got into the movie, he fucked the movie up. Meanwhile, the Huntress, if she showed up in the movie, like, she uplifted the movie. It made like I want to see more of her.
Yeah, I wanted more of her.
Yeah. And because her story seemed more entertaining than the actual main story of the movie.
Well, she was the only one that had an origin. She was the only one they explained where she was from.
Yeah.
But that's because it served the purpose of the movie. Like, her origin was part of the plot of the movie.
Right.
You know, the reveal at the end, and why she was after everybody. But they did, but I did like that they didn't explain like who everybody was and where everybody came from. They just sort of trusted the audience and the fans to know who these characters were.
Right. And at the same time, it's because the story's been told from Harley's point of view, Harley's perspective, which is actually another thing I like about the movie. Now, we just talked about how the movie was, you said the movie reminds you of Deadpool, and it does. I mean, like I said, if Deadpool never existed, the movie probably never would have got greenlit. But it also brings me a little hint. Now, follow me now. Stay with me. I don't want to lose you. It reminded me a little of Pulp Fiction.
Okay.
I'm let me make sure I don't lose you. Okay. Because of the way. Now, I'm not saying it's like Scorsese was to Joker, like Pulp Fiction is to this. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I saw a little hint of it, especially with the way the story was told out of order.
Well, yeah, a very non-linear story structure.
Very non-linear story. Right. And also
way of storytelling, yeah.
Right. And not just because of the out of order storytelling. Now, I've seen a lot of critics, knock the movie for that because of out of storytelling. I loved it because it's being told through Harley's point of view. And since her mind is fractured, her mind is insane and crazy, of course she's going to tell the story out of order because that's just how she is. She basically has ADHD, and that's how the movie, acts. Like I said, the whole movie's from like I said, the whole movie is like stylized and colors are popping out everywhere. In my mind, I'm thinking this is probably just what she's seeing. Like, it's probably just a normal looking thing, but since she sees it that way, that's why the movie looks so stylized and dreamlike and things like that, which I love that. Now, we're talking about Pulp Fiction. Okay, because of Pulp Fiction, like I said, the Birds of Prey were there, and they did give them backstory. But you know how Pulp Fiction kept cutting in from everybody got their own story. They're over here, but eventually they intersect with each other. The story is told out of order. Same way Birds of Prey did.
Yeah.
It seemed like Hunter's storyline had nothing to do with the main storyline, but eventually it connected. The same thing with Black Canary's story and Cassandra Cain. Oh, I didn't talk about Cassandra Cain. Okay, now, if you're a comic book purist, what they did with Cassandra Cain is going to piss you off. I'm just
Yeah.
It just is what it
And
is.
that's my only gripes with the movie are the comic booky, nerd, nitpicky things.
Yeah.
But like I said, that's just me being a nerd, nitpicky bitch about it.
Honestly,
for what I saw, I was fine. Yeah, it would have been cool to see Orphan, but for this story, it worked.
Yeah, I mean, as far as the Birds of Prey, like I feel like everybody, the heroes of the movie, if you want to loosely say heroes, I say for the most part their origin stories were intact. Like Huntress origin story, if you want to go post crisis, like I said, we go deep here. We're not talking about pre-crisis Helena Wayne. We'll talk about that later on. But you want to talk about the post-crisis origin of Huntress, that was pretty spot on. Black Canary, you can kind of go either way because they changed her origin so much. Yes, at one time she was a lounge singer, and one time she wasn't. One time she was a police officer. So you can kind of you got leeway with Black Canary. So I'm cool with that. But Cassandra Cain, they just threw the rule book out. They just it's pretty much a brand new character and just call her Cassandra Cain. She's no longer a member of the League of Assassins. She's no longer a Batgirl, or maybe she will.
She can talk.
She can talk. I was like, y'all kind of missed out on an opportunity, man. I mean, yeah, you just want to just have a kid in here, but what if we had Orphan? League of Assassin. Badass fighter that can even kick Batman's ass. And since Batgirl is missing from this movie anyway because she is a member of the Bird of Prey, you could have made that Batgirl since you don't want to touch Barbara Gordon right now. You know.
And that's the thing is like when I heard Cassandra Cain was in this movie, I was like, ooh.
Right.
So when she turned out not to be Orphan or Batgirl, I was like, okay. But then I was like, whatever. The movie, I was just so entertained what was going on. Yeah. Sure, it would have been cool if she ninja'd out and shit and, but I mean, I was still fine with it.
Yeah, we had the baddest fighter. I mean, the greatest fighter in the DC universe in the comics, hiding behind a large glove when the fighting actually starts happening. That's
she kicked Damian Wayne's ass.
Exactly. So, but like I said, when I watch any comic book adaptation of a movie, I put that stuff to the side. I'm like, this is an adaptation. I don't expect it to be a translation because you can't translate this stuff. The comics are the comics, the movies are the movies. And for the most part, okay, they changed up Cassandra Cain, but everybody else in the movie does feel like, okay, they changed up Black Mask, changed up Zaz, but I thought that was for the better, honestly, out of both those guys.
Yeah.
But they still had the core aspect of those characters. Roman Sinus is always supposed to be like a warped version of Bruce Wayne. Like, what if Bruce Wayne was like really an asshole, So that's what I enjoyed about the movie from that one. Like I said, and honestly, I think this movie is a lot deeper than people giving it credit for also. Like, yes, the movie is stylized. The movie, is a stylosis movie. No, it's not a character study like Joker is. No, and it wasn't trying to be that. But at the same time, this is a movie that does explore themes. It does explore things of, Harley basically having an identity crisis. She's trying to separate herself from Joker because that's what she known herself as. It's stuff we've seen from Harley being explored in other mediums. The cartoon is on right now, in the comics, in the old Batman cartoon. When she got with Poison Ivy, it's the same thing in this movie where they explore that. What does she do after Joker? How does she redefine herself? Even with Black Canary, because like if you want to go really deep with that, she's what you would call a foil to Harley Quinn. Because just like Harley Quinn broke away from Joker and has no idea what to do, Black Canary is the same way tied to Black Mask. Like he calls her little bird. She sings for me. It's like that. And she basically feels like she's trapped because she's tied to Black Mask. Now, I'm going to even a little bit deeper with this. Now, a lot of people are pissed off about Black Canary being race changed. I don't care. But let's say
I don't care.
I don't care. But since she is black, let's take this a little step further. Now, since they did make her black, it does bring up a Maya Angelou poem to me. Making her black and making her the Black Canary and singing while she's trapped to this guy reminds me of the Maya Angelou poem, I Know Why a Caged Bird Sings, which is what that poem is all about. Basically, a bird that's locked in a cage that's just finding any kind of happiness they can because that's all they can do. So I don't know if the movie was taking it that deep. That's just what I took from it, and another thing about Black Canary, when did we start calling her Jesse Smollett's sister? I find that offensive. That's Journey Smollett. She was famous way before him. So
I don't even know who you're talking about.
Okay, never mind. I went off on a tangent. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
you went
I'm
deep.
back.
You went too deep for me.
I know.
Man.
I'm sorry. I'm back now. I'm back now. Okay. Like I said, the action was seen. The way they brought Harley in was great. Eli, I'm gonna be honest with you. I like this movie better than Joker.
You know what? I think I did too.
But if you say that online, they're gonna look at you like you're insane. I'm just like, because okay, as far as the Joker, it was like I said, they're throwing awards at Joaquin Phoenix left and right, which he deserves. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it. He deserves left and right. The movie as itself, I don't think was at the same level that he was. I think he brought the movie to another level that it probably wouldn't be if he was there, because, like I said, 96.7% of the movie was all him, so it was based on his performance. But Joker is not a movie I want to watch again.
Yeah,
I've seen it once. I'm good.
And as much as I love Taxi Driver, I don't watch Taxi Driver all the time.
Yeah, the movie just takes a lot out of you. Just like, because it's so depressing, so dark. You don't want to watch this shit again. But you watch Birds of Prey, it is fun. It is energetic. Like I said, Harley is basically DC's female Deadpool. I've watched Deadpool like a zillion times. And even at the end, when I watched this movie, I'm like, damn, I want to see this shit again. I mean, mainly because I might have missed some things. I've been watching all these YouTube videos, stuff like that, and there was some Easter eggs I did miss from there. For instance, when she was in the police in the Gotham PD, fucking up shit. They're saying there was a scene that might have been a Condiment King Easter egg in there.
Oh, really? I didn't see that.
That's what I'm saying. They said when she went to the lockup, when she had the beanbag shooting people, they said she went to the police lockup and she grabbed another gun and shot a dude with mustard.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. So it might have been a Condiment King shout out. We don't know. So, yeah, man. Oh, and now, I think we do have to talk about this, Eli, about the agenda.
Yeah.
We have to address it because I've been on Twitter. There are the same way the people going against Ghostbusters and stuff like that. They come in at Harley Quinn the same way. These YouTube assholes that made 50 million videos of Captain Marvel, they're back in business.
Yeah.
All
these
like
soft nippled tough guys getting their nipples all chafed and shit because of a girl.
They are so happy about the box office numbers. They are like cake and ice cream right now, dancing in the street. We did it! Like, calm the fuck down. So they're saying that Birds of Prey has a woke agenda. And you know what's so funny about it? The fans of Joker and the fans of Birds of Prey on Twitter are like at war with each other. Because the Birds of Prey fans are basically on the Joker fans incels left and right.
Okay.
And they're like, don't you have to go dye your hair? Don't you have to go shoot up a school? I'm like, oh, okay, you went too far with that shit. Like, damn, okay. So, yeah.
Oh, the internet.
The internet, you gotta love it. What would we do without it? So, yeah. So,
I mean, I didn't think. I mean, the only scene I felt like, okay, that they were kind of beating it on the head was when Black Canary saying "It's a man's world."
Yes,
that's like
it was
the
a man
only
was
time where I'm like,
yeah.
Okay, now they're kind of pushing the agenda.
Yeah,
that was the only time. But other than that, I didn't. I mean, I definitely got this is a movie about female empowerment and independence. A woman gaining her independence and all that shit. But I felt they weren't like overly beating it over the head.
I kind of thought they were, me personally.
Okay, well,
the Man's World song, the Journey Smollett sing, definitely was there. I think the one time they definitely crossed the line and went over like beat you over the head with it was in the club scene where Black Man stripped that girl down to her underwear.
Okay,
that was.
I thought he was just being an asshole, but I guess
he was being an asshole. But it's like, was that scene even really needed in the movie?
Sure, because he's an asshole.
He is an asshole, but he's just grabbing some just random girl and telling her to strip. I feel like that was kind of pushing he's a raging misogynist. We got to take him down. I feel like that was going over the edge.
Well, yeah, because he was an.
Because he's an asshole. But
that's like I mean, like sometimes you just need the bad guy to be a bad guy and remind us why they're a bad guy.
But we've already have so many scenes why he was a bad guy. He was cutting people's faces off to begin. But they want to make sure and because he didn't even do anything violent to the girl, he just made her just strip down. Basically,
he just showed his power over the power.
Right, over women. Even that and then here's another thing that I had a problem.
I thought and see that's the thing for me because I'm a sick, twisted fuck.
Yeah.
I wanted more. I wanted this. I wish this movie pushed it further.
How
Like,
could he push
he
it
should've-
further? Yeah, I thought
He
they
should have
pushed-
shot. He should have shot her too.
What the- God damn! He's like,
Yeah, that's how what I was. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I wish they, as violent and as brutal as it was,
yeah.
I wish they pushed it even further. Like, give me more brutality. Have Harley Quinn breaking more bones and skulls and all that shit. You know,
But
because at the end, when the big climactic fight scene,
Mhm.
that was a little underwhelming for me. You know,
I feel like the fight scene in the actual amusement park was underwhelming. But when the
Yeah.
car chase with the roller cage, I feel like that was awesome.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like the climactic battle at the end with all the, you know, when the Black Mask crew shows up
Mhm.
and they all start fight. Everyone starts kicking each other's ass, and it's just, you know, standard hand-to-hand combat action movie superhero fight scenes,
Mhm.
you know, that we've seen before. I was hoping they would have went John Wick or
Well, that's the thing.
Deadpool, and
That's the thing. You can tell which fight scenes the John Wick guys worked on and which ones they didn't.
Mm.
Yeah, you can tell the amusement mile that wasn't one of them. So
Yeah, because, you know, we're seeing, you know, yeah, we got to see like bones being broken, people getting shot in the head, yeah, faces getting ripped off, you know, the dude getting blown up with a grenade. Give me more. Like, just keep going.
Mhm.
Over the top, you know, that, because that's what they were doing. It was going for this outrageous comic booky violence.
Mhm.
Just keep pushing it. That was my main thing. Like, just keep going, you know.
I thought they
So-
went pretty far, but I feel like there were some like awesome action scenes and a few lackluster action scenes in it. But even the amusement mile part, I thought was pretty fun. It was just,
Yeah.
you know, another shout out by amusement mile that is the same amusement park that was in The Killing Joke.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's also the last boss level in Arkham City. But
I was about to say, it looks like the game.
yeah, that's exactly where it was. But they got it from it all came from The Killing Joke. So yeah.
Yeah.
So what I was gonna say. Damn, lost my train of thought. Black Mass was. I'm kind of repeating myself at this point. Yeah, like I said, awesome movie. I liked it better than Joker. That's just me. The dickheads, the YouTubers.
Dickheads.
Yeah,
Is this a comic book character?
it needs to be trademark. I am the dickhead.
Yeah. First there was the
Fear.
Coneheads. Now there's the dickhead.
Right, fear my power. Because another woke agenda. Because, like I said, we said man's world. We also said when he stripped the girl down in the club scene. Oh, just the fact that every single man in the movie is an asshole. That's the same exact way when it was with Ghostbusters. Every single man in Ghostbusters was an asshole. The same with this one. Even the ones you think are okay
Oh,
turns out to be assholes later on. You know.
I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah, so-
I guess I didn't pay attention to that. I guess I'm not. I don't look for that shit.
And
maybe
you can say,
because,
yes, I was looking for it. Mainly, I was looking for it because Ewan McGregor actually did go on, the talk show. That's how he was promoting on the junket scene. Basically, like, this movie is about feminism and taking down misogynists, and my character is the ultimate misogynist, and they're planning to take me down, So they were basically promoting the movie as a woke agenda,
Okay.
Now, does that knock it for me? No. No, because it actually plays into the theme of the role of the movie. Like I said,
Yeah.
the main theme of the movie is that Harley Quinn has been tied to an abusive man, and the only way
Yeah.
she can free herself from that, even identity-wise, is to associate herself with other women.
Yeah.
And the other women,
And the moment she breaks up with them, she loses his protection.
Right.
So she loses her identity, so to speak, because that's like who she. Until like a few years ago, Harley Quinn's just always been the Joker's girlfriend.
right,
Until recently, now she's her own independent character now. And
right. You could say it's the same way in marketing that DC's trying to do versus in the comics and in the cartoon and everything like that. Because when the New 52 started, she was still Joker's girlfriend until Joker cut his own face off and then say he's going to do it to her too. So like, okay, this guy is too fucking crazy. And that was the last time you really seen them together in the
Yeah.
comics. That's been fucking like 10 years ago now.
Yeah, it has been, hasn't it?
Yeah, time flies. And like I said, every woman in like every technically female in the movie is tied to another man. Like basically, you can almost say Renee Montoya is tied to the man, the system.
This is the cops.
The
she's-
cops, like they are
yeah.
the man.
She's getting fucked over by on the job.
Right.
You know.
And that's why Harley Quinn takes to Cassandra Cain so fast. Like that's why she's so endeared to her, because Cassandra Cain, like she shows it a picture of the Joker. Cassandra didn't know who the Joker is, so Cassandra Cain is the first person she's met that doesn't associate her with somebody else. Mm-hmm. She doesn't look at Harley as Joker's girlfriend, and that's why she was so endeared to her, because that's the first person that saw Harley as Harley. Yeah. Like I said, man, the movie has some layers to it, but people are just gonna write it off as another comic book movie because that's what they do.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna give my score, Eli. I'm gonna give it a 4.5 out of 5.
Yeah.
I had to knock it because of the woke agenda, but yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely there, but it didn't bug me.
Right. And it's cool because I saw looking online, I realized that I like this movie a lot better than other people do. Because another thing we can say about this movie, that people are saying that it's the movie that Suicide Squad should have been.
Yeah.
And I agree with that also. But I like Suicide Squad. So.
And I think for me, it's like, I guess I kind of expected it to be there. I mean, it's in the title.
Right.
I expected that, yes, it's gonna be a girl power movie. And I kind of just knew it going in there. Mm-hmm. Going into the movie, I was like, yeah, they're gonna shove a bunch of, woman empowerment, themes in my face. Mm-hmm. But for me, I didn't mind it, and I didn't think it was overly done. Not the way like Captain Marvel, like the "I Am a Girl," the No Doubt song.
Yes, Captain Marvel.
Like that was that. Like that. I rolled my eyes. I cringed at how blatantly, agenda pushing that was, and right. I didn't get anything like that from this movie. Well, like I said, the closest thing was when she's singing the James Brown song. That was like, okay, I get it, but I'm
gonna give you another example.
But I'm a James Brown fan, so maybe I gave it a slap.
Yeah. Well, people misunderstand that James Brown song, though. Yes, it is a man's world, but it can't be nothing without a woman or a girl.
Listen to the lyrics.
Listen to the lyrics. As he's telling you what it is. They just take one part of it, just go from there.
Yeah.
So we now you said they sang a man's world when she was in the on stage. She's a little birdie trapped in the cage. She belongs to it. But what was the last song at the end of the movie?
Barracuda. I remember they played Barracuda by heart.
Okay, not Barracuda.
Okay. I don't know.
The last song right before the credits roll was "I'm a Motherfucking Woman."
Oh, I don't know that song.
I didn't know the song either, but I'm just listening. I'm like, oh, okay, I get it.
Who does that?
I don't know.
Oh.
It wasn't on the soundtrack.
Well, at least it wasn't Ladies First.
It might as well be. But I'm just saying, they were going to pick some woman song in there. You know what? They should have did, "I'm a bitch, I'm a lover," something. I would have loved if that was the end of the song.
Oh, man. Or fucking, what's the Spice Girl song? Or...
Oh, shit. Now you going back. How the fuck you know Spice Girl songs, Eli?
I'm trying to think of how the one went.
Oh, shit.
Because did they have girl power? Wasn't that them? That was them with the girl power, right?
Yeah, but they were so prepackaged and marketable, just like, we're not talking about Spice Girls.
It could have been worse. That's what I'm saying. It could have.
And that's the thing. Like I said, the difference between Harley Quinn and Captain Marvel is that one is a good movie, one isn't. So when you shove agendas in there, they blatantly stand out because you're in a bad movie. So we stick a Gwen Stefani song in a bad action scene to begin with. Just like, first you're bad, now you beat me over the head with stuff. But at the same time, with Birds of Prey, yes, they did have a lot of feminist agenda in the movie, but it was still entertaining.
Yeah, there was all kinds of brutal ass whooping.
For instance,
something a dude would like,
doing the fight scene, Harley gives Black Canary a scrunchie to roll up her hair so she can beat up bad guys.
Yeah. What's her face has to shit out the diamond and shit.
Right. So it's funny, but it's still, serving a purpose, with the feminist agenda also. Oh, it's girl power. It's us to stick together,
Yeah. There's still a bunch of explosions and shit that dudes like too.
Right. This shit doesn't bother me. Look, I grew up watching the Golden Girls. This shit doesn't bother me. Some of you guys need to just get over yourselves, Oh, yeah. So, did I get my score yet, or can we move on?
You said 4 out of 5, or 4.5.
4.5 out of 5. That's what I get. I'm sticking to it. I don't care. Fight me. I will fight anybody that disagrees with my opinion. That's just what's going with it. Better than the Joker. Fuck anybody that disagrees. So
yeah, I'll raise you on that. Yeah.
Okay. It's you, Eli. It's you and I. You and I against the internet.
Let's do it.
All right, let's move on past.
I can't wait.
And honestly, Eli, I thought I was gonna have to fight you on this podcast today.
Well, you're the one who liked the Joker. I thought it was I.
So I'm glad we had a fine, calm conversation on this one. I hate to go to war with you, even though anytime we do go to war, our views pop up. But let's move on to the next one. So we talk about this spiral thing.
Yeah.
Okay, Eli, I don't know how to feel, man. I don't know. I haven't watched Saw movies. I think since the third one. I kind of just like it's because it's got to the point they were just torture porn.
Yeah, they're the same movie over and over.
Yeah, and it's like the plot got less and less important. Where the point was, I don't think there was a plot. It was like just chop up people. That's it. And it's like that's cool. But once you've seen like the first 3 or 4 of them, it's like, what's the point?
And I think that's about all I've seen. It was like I haven't watched a Saw movie in like a good decade. I mean,
right.
I haven't seen them all.
Especially as the main bad guy in Saw, they killed him off in the third movie.
He was dead in the first one, wasn't he? Oh no, he was on the ground.
He was on the ground, but they killed him in the third. And they made 7 of these things. So why? Who the fuck? Why?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. This is not a movie, a franchise I want to break down. This is not my Fast and the Furious. If anybody else is a Saw franchise fan, and
we gotta get Ogar. Eric,
he likes the shit.
Oh, he loves the Saw movies.
Really?
He can bust down the mythology like you. He's like you.
There is not a Saw mythology. Do not tell me this.
Oh, he'll break it down.
There was not a lore to these movies. Man.
He wrote a review. On the last one that came out. And,
what the fuck?
He loves that shit.
Wow.
I saw the trailer and I was like, oh wow, I'm excited. This is the first Saw movie I want to see.
I'm not gonna say I'm excited. I'm gonna say it piqued my interest.
Because it's gonna piss people off because if the only mythology to Saw is he's kind of an SJW. He's an SJW serial killer. He goes around killing like people that like corporate assholes, billionaires, people that have wronged other people. He's tortures them. That's his MO.
So this is a Saw movie for the woke era.
Yeah, this is a Saw movie, and I think he's going after cops this time.
Oh shit! Okay, I mean, because the thing that caught my attention was Chris Rock in a horror movie. Like when I heard about this like 6 months ago when they was even making it a thing. I'm like, well, that can't be true because I think Jordan Peele has something to do with this movie.
I think so.
So, like executive producer or something. I don't know for sure, but yeah, I was like, there's no way this can be a thing. And I see the trailer, I'm just like, this really exists. So I'm curious more than anything else. You know, even if the movie is bad, I feel like I might watch it as a so bad it's good movie.
I'm sure it's going to have something to do with police corruption, because that's what Saw does, or what's his name, Jigsaw or whatever, Spiral. I don't know. That's what he does. He tortures people that have wronged others. Sort of a kind of a twisted Punisher. He's kind of like the Punisher when you think about it.
Yeah, I thought about that too. Like he
Dexter
sees these,
was like that.
Yeah, and basically he gives them a chance to kind of redeem themselves. I was like, if you live through this, then
his MO is he comes up with some elaborate torture device.
Yeah,
to get at him, and of course they never do.
If they ever do like a Batman movie with Riddler's the bad guy, that's how it needs to be.
Yeah,
I can see the Riddler doing shit like that.
But yeah, I saw the trailer. I was like, oh wow. So Jigsaw versus cops. Okay.
But that's what you saw. But I saw Chris Rock in a horror movie. I'm just like,
oh yeah,
okay.
No, this is gonna, all the conservative Hannity demo are gonna like be so pissed.
Like I said, we'll have to see. This will be the first. I don't do horror movies anyway, but this one, I was like, okay, I got to see what the hell's going on with this.
Well, those guys that are bitching about Captain Marvel and Birds of Prey right now, this is going to be their next one to bitch about.
I want to see what they do.
Yeah,
they're going to town on Birds of Prey. It's new videos popping up every time I turn on YouTube.
Yeah.
Let me see what else we had. It was something else we had. What else we had, Eli? I can't remember.
Sam Raimi.
Oh yeah, let's actually talk about some comic book shit. Yeah, you're dealing with comic books. Yeah, so Sam Raimi, is it rumor or is this a thing? It's really happening?
It's rumors that he was in talks. It's not official yet, but he had been approached to direct Doctor Strange 2.
Okay, for those who don't know who Sam Raimi is, he created classes like House of Dead,
Evil Dead.
Evil Dead. That's what I got confused with the video game. Okay, so Evil Dead, Dark Man. Yeah, which is a classic. I don't care what anybody says.
The comic book movie. Even though he's not a comic book character, that's a comic book movie.
Well, that's what they were doing around that time. They were taking like comic book tropes and making original characters. That's how RoboCop is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Even though Frank Miller did turn around and write comics after based on the character, but that's whatever. And Spider-Man.
He directed the 3 Spider-Man movies.
The good ones.
Yep.
Well,
Tobey Maguire.
two and a half ones. Yeah, the two
and a half
ones.
So Spider-Man 2, and Sandman.
Right. So Sam Raimi is in talks with being, and it's a perfect fit.
Yeah.
I think it may be a perfect fit because the thing is, like, Sam Raimi, is a great director, and Marvel has a habit of not hiring great directors.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering.
I think because Sam Raimi's proven that he can do zany shit. Yeah. I mean, he can do like his wacky, crazy movies, but then he can go around and do like For the Love of the Game and like Simple Plan and dramas and stuff that isn't crazy. So he's kind of like Ron Howard in a way. He has a distinctive style. When you let him loose off the leash, he can go nuts. But he can also work with a studio as well.
So it's like the best of both worlds. Okay, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying in that one.
So
it's just hard to believe. It's just I mean, if they get Sam Raimi, I'm way more interested in that movie now than it was before with whatever the fuck the other guy's name was.
Yeah, because that's an auteur. Right. He is an auteur. He has a distinctive style,
and it may be the first one that Marvel's ever had, like one with a very distinctive style. It would have been like if Spike Lee came to the MCU. When you watch a Sam Raimi movie, it's a Sam Raimi movie.
Because
well, you can say James
Branagh,
Gunn.
or Kenneth Branagh. He was under like plays. He was always directing movies like Hamlet and shit. And he was from the theater. So when they gave him Thor, he turned Thor into Shakespeare, basically.
And Thor was never Shakespeare.
No.
Yeah, that's not what he was meant to be. It's like Taika Waititi actually nailed the tone of what Thor was supposed to be, which I don't understand why nobody ever got that before. I mean, he's basically like you were saying, like all those rock metal songs you were saying when they were talking about Valhalla and stuff like that. That's what Thor is. Mm-hmm. Come to life. So it just makes sense. Like, damn, that's what Thor is. That's what he's always been. Like, he's sort of kind of silly, sort of kind of goofy, but still strong, but still like rock metal playing behind him while he's swinging his hammer and shit. That's what Thor is. So, Sam Raimi.
This is a perfect fit. If they're gonna do multiverse, Doctor Strange shit, Sam Raimi is like a perfect match for that.
And plus, he's a horror director. He has horror roots.
Yeah.
So if Kevin Feige still really wants to make a horror movie because everybody's saying they fired the last guy because he won't do horror, Kevin Feige doesn't. If you bring Sam Raimi in, that's definitely the direction you're trying to go. Yeah. Because he can do horror. I mean.
Oh yeah, and zany horror like Army of Darkness. It's the third Evil Dead movie. It's not really a horror. I mean, it has horror, but it's just a whacked out comedy. It's a horror comedy.
Right.
And that was PG-13. So,
I'll even say this. Those first Spider-Man movies kind of are the blueprint of the MCU.
Yeah. Well, that scene, the Doc Ock scene in the hospital.
Yes.
That's straight Evil Dead shit right there.
Right. It's like it came out of nowhere. You're like, whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah. That movie took a left turn into Evil Dead territory. That's why that movie's awesome.
Right. Like, I'll just throw this shit just to remind and just scare the shit out of these kids.
Yeah, I'm Sam Raimi, motherfuckers. Like, there was a chainsaw. There was an actual chainsaw.
Right. And so, but here's the thing why everybody else is excited about it, and that's this. They keep missing the forest for the trees. For some reason, they think since Sam Raimi may or not direct this movie, they think that Spider-Man might show up in this movie, and not just the Tom Harlan version. Tobey Maguire.
Because it's the multiverse.
Stop. I hate talking to these guys sometimes. To be honest with you.
The MCU, man. Everything's connected, man.
Everything's connected. I mean, they could do it if they want to, but let's not even go there because first off, Sony wants to shove the MCU in their movie so bad they're forcing this shit down your throat now. They said
and then Tobey Maguire would be Sony, wouldn't he?
Tobey Maguire would be Sony, right?
Yeah. So.
Which they could easily throw Tobey Maguire in any one of like Morbius or Venom, anything like that. They could easily throw him in there.
Yeah.
Because they have the right to do that. But I don't think Sam Raimi is gonna put.
But then they threw Jay Jonah in Far From Home.
They did, but that was still a Spider-Man movie, so technically that's still Sony.
Yeah,
it's not like he showed up in Hulk or anything.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But still, yeah, that's all I got said. Now, like I said, if he get in the movie, I'm excited for it because I wasn't excited about Doctor Strange before.
They would pique my interest. I'd be down to see that.
Yeah. All right, let's move past that. So can we talk about the video game section now?
Sure.
I only got one thing to talk about in the video game section. We just move on past from that one. So this week they actually announced the games that are going to be at EVO 2020. That is, like I said, the biggest fighting game of all year. They used to host it in Las Vegas. Sometimes they have it on ESPN, sometimes they don't. And I'm filibustering because I'm filibustering because I'm trying to find the actual games, and I've just found them and I'm about to pull them up right now. So the games they have listed, they have Under Night and Birth, something. I don't know. Tekken 7. Some of these games I don't know. They just like throw names together. Tekken 7, Soul Calibur 6, still hanging in there. Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. It's some weird anime shit. I don't know. Samurai Showdown, aka Sam Show. Dragon Ball Fighter Z. I'm excited for that one. I'm glad that one's back again. Smash Brothers Ultimate, of course, and Street Fighter 5, like I said, which is the game that I'm on. Matter of fact, Eli, even though I know we were supposed to be recording last night, that's all I did was play Street Fighter yesterday. Sorry.
Okay, yeah.
I'm telling you that. It's like telling your boss, like, why are you late? I'll play Street Fighter. Sorry.
No, it's fine. It gave me a chance to,
actually do work, right? Yeah. Well, I was fucking off. Okay. Oh, and the last game on there is interesting. Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Like
2?
Yes, 2. The one that I want to take you for a ride. That one. Apparently this is, I think, the 20th anniversary of that game, and they're bringing that game back just for tournament. So I got like super excited over this shit. I'm like, whoa, Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Okay. So, but what they're doing, it's not going to be like a regular tournament like everybody else. What they're doing, they're going to take like the last 4 EVO champions of Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and they're going to invite like 4 newcomers, and they're going to have like a final 8 and just let it go at that. And I was like, oh man, I got like really excited for a second, Eli. I was thinking that it was going to be like a regular ass tournament like the rest of these games are. But the thing with Marvel vs. Capcom 2, you can't find that game anywhere. Like, it doesn't exist anywhere. You can't even find it online, like on the PSN store, Xbox Live, like that. It's not on there. They removed it.
So nobody can practice and shit?
Nobody can practice. Nobody can play it. Nothing. So
I'm sure, like, the game, I mean, the controls are pretty standard in those games, right?
Right, but when you get to that level, like Evo level, every little bitty thing changes. I'll give you an example. Like, hold on. Like Street Fighter 5. Now, Street Fighter 5, like I said, I've been on it, and the reason I was on it all day yesterday, like I said, I was playing with a buddy, but they made an update where they changed a whole bunch of stuff on the game. Then when I change stuff on the game, I mean stuff like, okay, this move used to take 6 frames to pull out. Now they changed it to 4 frames when it pulls out. Now, that didn't sound like much. When you play the game, it changes everything. So now I got to do this move because my other combo don't work. Now this combo might work, and I got to relearn everything I just learned. So when you play it at that level, like even little bitty things like that in Marvel vs. Capcom 2, to succeed, you got to play the game at that level. So it's an interesting game. It's different than any other game on this list right here. But I want to see how they go. But of course, the guys that they have there, they're gonna play the game. They know how to play the game at that level, and they have the game, and they can practice stuff like that. Because these guys, like if you check their YouTube channel, they still play the game. They kept the game since then. They pull out their old Dreamcast, playing the shit on there,
Yeah.
So that's how they play a game at the level. But there's one game I didn't name. Eli, can you name the game that I didn't name that people saying that's a snub?
Mortal Kombat game.
Mortal Kombat. Yeah. No, all the games I named, Mortal Kombat 11 wasn't on there. So everybody was like, why the fuck Mortal Kombat is on there? Nobody knows why Mortal Kombat isn't on there. It actually did better streaming numbers than the majority of the games on here. You know. Yeah, it's weird. Maybe some people saying maybe the sponsors had an issue with it because, all the blood and guts and shit like that. Maybe the sponsors had trouble with it. Maybe they're saying Mortal Kombat is making their own tournament and they didn't want to, deal with Evo. Who knows what's going on? It's interesting because, they just dropped a new character. The newest character they dropped in Mortal Kombat was the Joker.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and he, fucking insane. He'll beat you to death with a Batman doll and shit, So I want to see what that game, I would have been loving to see that at Evo, but oh well, not going to happen. So, yeah, Marvel's back. So it's going to be an interesting tournament. That being said, can we move on to the next part of the podcast?
Sure.
Okay, so like I said, this is Comic Book Bullies, where we talk about the comic books, and we're going to talk about the comic books that came out this last week. And I guess I'm going to start it off, Eli, with the X-Minute. Not just the X-Minute, but the X/Fantastic Four minute. So this is X-Men plus Fantastic Four #1. Okay. Trying to remember what happened in the book. Okay, so the book starts off with alien invasion. Fantastic Four fights them. That's inconsequential to whatever the plot's going on with that. Moving on to the X-Men, we go to the island of Krakoa, and Kitty Pryde is back on the island, but she's actually not allowed to go in the island. But Professor X asks her to meet with her, so she has to go through the back door or some shit like that up some stairs to talk to Magneto and Professor X. And basically, she's showing them, and they're showing her the footage of the alien invasion with the Fantastic Four fighting. They were like, yeah, alien invasion attacked New York. It's like another one? Yeah. But here's the thing. Fantastic Four showed up, didn't do shit. The boy, Franklin Richards, stopped the alien invasion by himself. She's like, wait, what? Yeah, he did it by himself. The Fantastic Four didn't even do shit. So he's becoming way too powerful. But no, actually, not even he's becoming too powerful. He's actually losing his power. We need to find exactly what's going on, why he's losing his power, and if we can fix his power, get that power on our side. So we're going to go recruit him. We want you to come with us too. But since you can't walk through the portal like we can, we need you to jump on the ship, take your ass to New York right now. By the time you get there, we'll meet you up there. The reason they want Kitty to go there because Kitty and Franklin has history. So here's my thing about Kitty Pryde. Is everybody in Marvel in love with her? In universe?
You tell me, man. I don't know that shit.
I'm thinking okay, Spider-Man was in love with her, or is still in love with her. Star-Lord left the Guardians for her. Oh,
that's right.
Colossus, jumped on her when she was 13. That's a whole nother story that we probably won't bring up anymore. Who else? Oh, and Franklin Richards obviously got some kind of that's my babysitter crush or some shit on her. So basically, they using Kitty Pryde as a honeypot, basically. So they go there. Well, we go to the Fantastic Four, Yancey Street. That's where the new base is at. Franklin Richards is being experimented on by his dad, Reed Richards, because Franklin Richards' power is going away, and they don't know how his power is going away. Reed's I can't figure it out. But maybe, and Franklin stops him because he thinks he's about to say, maybe it's for the best you lose your power. He's like, I'm going to leave. I'm going to get out of here, before I yell at my dad for some stupid shit. He goes to with Ben Grimm. They sit down and talk, have a conversation. And Frank just lays it out for him. He's like, my dad is the smartest dude in the world. He solves universe problems every day. No big deal. So why the two things he can't do is fix me and fix you, Uncle Ben. And thing is just okay, I'm going to stop you right there because Reed is a good man. And I know if he could find a way to fix us, he would have done it by now. Because he know if he didn't, he know neither one of us would ever forgive him. So while they having this conversation, they look outside. It's the X-Men knocking on the door. They're like, can we come in? But they can't get in there because Sue has blocked the door with her invisible force field, shit like that. She like, X-Men, what the hell you want? And Professor X and Magneto fly down like, Sue, you know what we want. Where's the boy? Shit like that. So they're like, tell you what, we're going to have a meeting just with the leaders. And we're going to go up here and we're going to have a conversation about what's going on. We're going to sit down and we're going to talk. And it doesn't end with just a casual talk. They just end up arguing the whole time. Kitty's there the whole time. And Kitty was like, you know what? Frank, you want to get out of here while they sit there and argue all day? Like, yeah, let's go. So Kitty just takes Frank and just leaves, and they go to Washington Park. Now, Eli, how do I know this is Washington Park? Because of the Spider-Man game.
Because you played the game?
Because I played the Spider-Man game. So they're in the middle of Washington Park, and Kitty shows that Franklin that you see the Krakoa portal right there. That's how close you are to your family. You can literally just walk to that portal, come to Krakoa Island, walk back, and they won't miss you because you're a mutant. You can walk back and forth. Like, and she's like, that's a good idea. But while he's contemplating what he's gonna do if he's gonna walk the portal or not, Human Torch shows up. Like, what the hell are you doing, Franklin? You go back home. Kitty, I expected better of you. Why are you kidnapping my nephew? And while they're arguing shit like that, a big gust of wind just blows him away, and boom, Storm is there, and now the X-Men and the Fantastic Four are fighting in the middle of Washington Park. They're just going at it, Iceman and Human Torch, throwing shit at each other, calling each other, fuck you, Snowflake, shit like that. And Magneto was throwing cars and shit like that, and Sue Storm is just like waving this shit away with her invisible force fields like that. It's epic shit, And Frank's like, man, fuck this, I'm walking through the portal. So he runs through the portal and runs to the other side. Nothing happens. And they're like, wait. And the fighting stops. Like, wait, what the fuck is happening? And everybody looks at Reed. And Reed's like, oh, yeah, that mutant gene that you have, Franklin, I suppressed it. I did it on purpose to make you weaker. Because I didn't want you as powerful as you've been before. So basically, making him weaker makes him easier to control. And everybody's looking like, damn, Reed, you're an asshole. You did this shit to your own son? So the X-Men just leave. It's like, obviously you guys are going to argue. We're just going to just leave and just handle our own shit. So, yeah. So, basically, the Fantastic Four, when Reed goes back home, everybody just cusses his ass out. Like, what the fuck were you doing, man? Why'd you do that? Why'd you do that to your own son? Franklin is pissed. He was like, I got to get the fuck out of here. I can't be in this household. So, Val, his sister's there. She's like, yeah, let's go. So, basically, they sneak on board of Kitty's ship because she's, because she can't get to the portal, so that's the only way for them to get to Krakoa. But Kitty says she's not going to Krakoa. They got called for another mission. So you're here, but you're kind of stuck on this boat to be handled what we got to do. But in the middle of the ocean, they get picked up by Dr. Doom. The end. Yeah. Here's the thing. Dr. Doom's not going to do anything to them. You know why? Because Val is on the ship.
Okay.
Val is like his like favorite person in the world. It's like his daughter. She calls him Uncle Doom. So if he sees her, he's not gonna do shit. So yeah. Yeah, I thought this book was awesome, man. It's the funny thing is like I saw a tweet earlier today, like this one book of Fantastic Four has us talking more about the Fantastic Four than all the 20 issues Dan Slott just did for the last 2 years. Like, that's true. Yeah. So yeah, this is awesome. I mean, this is what we want, man. Like I said, the X-Men versus Fantastic Four, we've seen this shit before, but it was like back in the 80s when this shit happened, so they're giving it to us again. Yeah, I'm all for it, man. 4.5 out of 5. Give me more.
Yeah, I loved it too. I thought it was great. It's just, the family dynamic between the Fantastic Four is in there. Mm-hmm. I loved all the conversations between the two, or between all of them, especially when Ben Grimm is like talking to Reed. He's like, dude, it's bad enough trying to defend you and then you got to pull shit like that with your kid.
Right.
I thought that was great.
and then even Reed's follow up on it, he was like, yeah, I am the smartest man in the world, but what I really need to be is a better father. Like he finally realized that shit. And even Sue comes at him like, yeah, your intentions were good, but you were wrong in this situation. Like you fucked up.
Yeah, and Ben, I mean, Ben's just cool in this in this book. Mm-hmm. Talking to Franklin, telling, hey, your dad's not so bad. You got to give him a break. He's got a lot. He has to do a lot of shit. But he understands that he's a kid, is a teenager, and
right. But at the same
teenagers
time,
are kind of self-centered, and he knows he's having a difficult time, and so I like that family dynamic was intact there. Mm-hmm. And you had the good old fashioned superhero misunderstanding fight.
they really didn't need to fight. They could have talked this out.
Yeah, but it's superheroes. It's comic books.
You want Magneto to throw cars at the Invisible Woman. So
Magneto talking all this shit.
Oh, that was funny. You think you're better than us? Magneto's like, yes.
Yeah, well, yeah.
We think we're better than you.
Yeah, Magneto was fun. It was dope as hell, and I enjoyed it.
Oh, and another thing brings up like Ben Grimm brings up a very good point with Storm when they're having a conversation. He was like, yeah, he's a mutant. He needs to be with us because we've already seen what happens to mutant with Genosha. They killed like millions of us, so that's why he's safe with us. He was like, and Ben's like, no, that's like the last place you need to be because all you guys did was just make another Genosha. You just don't know it yet. He makes a good point.
And it brings up that whole notion of segregation versus coexistence.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like should the mutants be segregated,
Right.
or is Sue and Reed right? No, our son shouldn't have to go live in some separate, you know, private island somewhere because he's different. You know what I mean? You know, that is the question.
But at the same time, it's that old argument, like you said, the family dynamic in there also, where the father is trying to control the son. You know,
yeah.
You can almost say, like I said, we've always made the comparison with mutants are supposed to be like a race, you know, allegory, or a sexuality allegory. What if a father could suppress, like let's say Franklin was gay, you know, what if Reed had the power to suppress his homosexuality? And it's
like gay conversion.
Gay conversion like that, because basically kind of what he's doing. Like he won't let Franklin be who he wants to be. Basically,
yeah,
you know, like I said, it's levels to this shit, man. That's why I really like the story.
Oh, yeah, and of course that thing
Eli,
about
I'm damn about to give it a 5.
The God particle. Was it the God power or something?
The God power, like that. There must be some new shit. I don't know. You know.
Yeah, that there's some secret dimension that all superpowers come from, or something.
I don't think it's all. I think it's just their superpower, because they never, you know, they got their powers through the cosmic storm, but they never really explained what the fuck a cosmic storm was. You know?
Where that cosmic power comes from. Man.
Yeah,
it sounded a little midi-chlorian-esque to me.
Yeah, like I mean, but it's a comic, so you got to kind of over-explain this shit, because that's what comics do.
Yeah.
Eventually, somebody's gonna come along 10 years from now, and no, that's what happened. This would happen. You know, that's because that's what we do. You know, I think at one time, didn't Stan Lee and Jack Kirby say like Galactus gave him the powers or some shit?
I was about to say Galactus farted, and that's what happened.
Yeah, or something. Who knows? What the fuck? But yeah, I'll let you go. Whatever you got next.
I guess since we're on Marvel, the only other Marvel book I read was the Darth Vader #1.
Why did I think that was already out? Like that came out last week.
Yeah. Well, the Star Wars one came out last week.
Oh, yeah. Okay, gotcha.
So, but this is the new Vader series, and this is basically taking place during the same time as that Star Wars book, right after Empire. So, Vader's revealed himself to Luke as his father, and he's searching for Luke. And not only is he searching, he's trying to go around finding why Luke is so weak, as in why doesn't he want to turn to the dark side? Why doesn't he have hatred? Why isn't he more angry? You know, because the people who raised him weak. So he kind of goes around the galaxy. He goes to Tatooine, visits the Baru farm, and Lars, you know, sees that. He goes around and visits Padme's old apartment on Coruscant, you know, kind of searching for clues. And then he ends up on this planet with these rebels, and he finds Padme at the end. And it says to be continued. Padme is somehow.
There's got to be a dream sequence.
I'm thinking it's a clone or something. It's not real. So.
Right.
So that was like the big, oh my God, this week.
You know, that's why I thought that book it came out with, because people were spoiling the shit out that reveal. That's why.
Yeah. Is Padme alive? Blah, 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 blah. I was like, either she's a clone or she's a hologram or it's something, you know.
All right.
So I give it a 4 out of 5. I enjoyed it. You know, the Vader books are like the best Star Wars books out of the Marvel comics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that last run was pretty awesome, what you were explaining to me.
Yeah. So I give it a 4 out of 5. So.
Okay, cool. We want to do the Batman one? Batman 88?
Sure.
Okay,
yeah,
I'll do Batman
I read
88.
that too.
Okay. So we got Batman 88. This is third part of, I guess, that Tinian's run, the designer storyline or whatever. So
the dark
what we see is Catwoman digging up a grave at the beginning of the story. She's like, come on, where are you? Where are you? Then she calls Riddler out of nowhere. It was like, Riddler, we have this conversation. Tell me what you know about this. Is everything that's happening true? What's going on right now? Is the designer coming back? And Riddler's like, yeah, all this is coming back. Oh, you didn't tell Batman about any of this shit, did you? Like, oh yeah, you fucked up. When he finds out, you're gonna be fucked up. And apparently what she was digging up was Joker's grave, which looked like he's been there for a while.
Yeah.
So how that happened, we don't know. But going on past that, anyway, we're gonna go to Batman is apprehending Cheshire, who got hit by a fucking truck last issue. He gets a call from,
she's just not. She's all right.
yeah, she'll walk it off. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he gets a call from Lucius Fox. Lucius Fox telling him that the black block, whatever.
Black block.
That one, yeah. Okay, so it's been basically somebody came in there, broke all the bad guys that they were holding in there. They don't know who broke them out. But it looked like they might have got kidnapped instead of actually broken out, because if they just broke out, everybody in there would be dead by now. So obviously somebody came in there and kidnapped them. Batman's like, give me the address, give me the whereabouts, and blah blah blah, and all stuff like that. And I need a car. And Lucius like, oh, I got something for you. Check your left pocket, inside, and pull out. So he pulls out this little device or whatever like that, like a little hard drive, some shit like that. He was like, go up here, take a left over there, and put that on this car. He puts it on the car, and it basically said like what it does, it takes off any device, any car he puts that device on. It basically takes the governor off any car so he can go as fast as he wants to, and it does a hologram where it turns any car to make it look like a Batmobile. And Batman's like, wait, you want me to steal this car? He's like, no, this is my car. That's what Lucius says, this is my car. If you wreck it, don't worry, I know you're good for it. I know you'll pay me back. Mm-hmm. And he throws Chester in the car, hops in Lucius' car, and drives off. So, now, I'm lost. How did Batman find out where they were?
Who was?
Okay, the next part of the story where they're in Mr. Freeze's old warehouse hideout, that refrigerator place. Penguin has all the assassins tied up and shit like that, and he basically telling them,
because I think Penguin is talking to Catwoman. Like Catwoman's still on Batman's side.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, and Jesus Christ.
You're worse than me, man.
Suffering succotash. Black block.
Right.
Catwoman is talking to Batman, and she is basically revealing all the information she's getting from the Riddler. Riddler knows what's going on. Riddler's been talking to Penguin. Penguin's kind of on his own, kind of saying fuck everybody, and kind of doing his own thing while the shit's going down.
So back to the refrigeration warehouse where Mr. Freeze used to put everybody shit like that. Basically like this meat locker, whatever you want to call it. All four assassins are tied up. Penguin basically said, I tell you what, the three of you guys, I'm gonna double whatever you would pay to come down here and kill these people. You get out of Gotham right now, and you stay gone for at least 1 year, and that's it. Now Slade, you're a bigger problem, so you name your price. What do you want to do? Slade, like you can't afford me anyway. You know why they doing that? Batman crashes through the meat locker, hops out of the car, and Lucy's like, you wrecked my car, right? He's like, bill me, And Batman just goes wrecking shit, just beating the fuck out of these dudes like that. It's awesome. I just like watching Batman just break people's nose and shit, Because there's some like no name assassins anyway. One of them's like a Green Arrow villain, but who gives a fuck? Like beat shit out of them. While he's beating the fuck out of these guys. It turns around, he misplaces Deathstroke. He don't know what Deathstroke is. Deathstroke turns around and has a knife to Penguin's throat. He was like, back up, Batman. Stop kicking the shit out of my guys. And one of you guys go get Cheshire. You got Cheshire? Cool. And he slits Penguin's throat. And Penguin just falls to the ground and starts bleeding out. And he basically tells him, okay, Batman, you either chase us, or you can sit there and maybe get Penguin to a hospital or patch him up like that. Because if you don't do something with Penguin right now, he's going to bleed out. Okay, bye. We're about to go finish our mission and finish our assassination targets, and they disappear while Penguin's bleeding. So Batman's like, I can patch up your throat. Just give me a second. Penguin's like, nah, don't worry about that shit. I'm telling you what the fuck's going on right now. So the four of us made a pact some years ago. Penguin, me, Riddler, and Catwoman, basically to kill you. We made a pact to take you down. Some shit went down.
Kill Bruce Wayne.
To kill Bruce Wayne. Well, my fault. To kill Bruce Wayne. I mean, it makes me think, is he insinuating he knows who Bruce Wayne is or what?
I don't know. Does Penguin know that?
It depends on who's writing it.
Yeah.
So because you remember in that Bendis story, when they meet like 50 years later, Penguin said like he always knew, he just didn't tell anybody.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
But we don't know.
Yeah, of course. Like Batman's got what's her face over his shoulder, and it's like, hey, Lucius.
Right.
So
And so who knows? And plus, out of those 4 guys, the other 3 know who Batman is. So Penguin's the only one that doesn't know. Like Riddler knows, Catwoman knows, Joker knows. So Penguin may or may not know. I don't know. You know. But anyway, that's that story. And then cut back to the Catwoman. She gets beat up by these grave diggers all of a sudden. You know, from nowhere. They throw her in the grave with the Joker and start filling up the grave. Somehow Catwoman tries to break out, but the grave diggers won't let her out. Then one of the grave diggers gets smacked in the head with a huge giant mallet, and you know what it is? Harley fucking Quinn. You know,
just in time for the movie.
Just in time for the movie. And Catwoman's like, "What the hell are you doing here?" And she's basically like, "Oh, this goes way deeper than you think it is." And then the book ends. So yeah, but this is like the first time Harley's been in a Batman book in years. Like she just didn't show up in Batman books anymore.
No, she hasn't been around in a while.
Yeah. So it's actually kind of weird seeing her in a Batman book. You know, because she's been Suicide Squad and all this other shit. You know, but yeah, it's a pretty cool story. Tinian's doing more of his things where he got these weird ass gadgets and shit like. He based her in Batman and James Bond basically. So, I'm still trying to figure out what this designer story is, but I'm pretty sure it's more gonna unfold like that. I give it a 4 out of 5. The art is awesome. You know, I love the way they draw Batman.
Great. It is so fucking sick.
And that's why I love it.
March.
I think that's what his name is.
Art?
Yeah, and just the way he just like the panels with the action, the way the action flows in between panels, like Batman just gun butting the guy and elbowing the guy and head butting the guy. I'm just like, okay, that's fucking all. I can just watch panels of this shit all day, and I'm happy. You know? But
even like the textures, like the cape, the textures of the cape and the wrinkles of the clothes, like that whole grave digging scene with it's raining and shit, and you know the Joker's grave and his coffin, the ruffles of the coffin. It's art is sick. Yeah, that's what's selling the book.
That's the selling point to me right now. The art is story, but still,
and the story. It's just like you know, Tinian's just writing a action-packed blockbuster.
Right, but I do feel like this that the more the story is going on, the more I'm interested in seeing where this mystery is going. I want to know who the designer is. I want to know what the fuck Harley Quinn is doing here. You know, besides this tie-in for the movie.
Yeah, because the fight scene, the action scenes were great. You know, it was all like you said, those panels of just how they're trading blows. You know,
and I love it when artists do that.
Yeah.
When they just like no talking. It's just panel of just action and flow.
Yeah.
Like Jim Lee is a god of this shit. That's why the X-Men was so popular back in the 90s. And that's what is going on with this book. Like the action is just flowing. You can see the panel and you can see the action in your head just unfolding. Like a Kung Fu movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Like every panel is like a different blow, a different strike, a different punch.
It's easy to follow.
Yeah.
You can
like,
see.
Cool. Yeah. Each shot is a different strike. It's cool. Yeah. So
they're just letting this guy let loose. So yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, that's all I got.
All right. What else? I guess I'll do the Joker Harley Criminal Sanity #3, the Black Label.
But then I was like,
yeah. This one slowed down for me. Kind of went into flashbacks about the Joker and his childhood and all that shit. It was kind of a filler issue. I mean, at the end, they find another victim. I remember this Joker is in this story arc, this Elseworld story. Harley is like a serial killer profile working with the Gotham PD, and she's tracking down a serial killer known as the Joker. So it's its own story. It's not in continuity. So, but this Joker serial killer, he's killing his victims are making them look like famous art sculptures, like the Leonardo da Vinci, the what's it called, the Naked Man drawing. There's like the Venus de Milo.
No, the chick with the missing arms.
Missing arms. That one, yeah. They found a victim like that at the end of this book. So that was like the big twist was at the end. So this book was kind of a filler issue until the very end when the new victim was revealed. They find a new victim. So yeah. I don't know, man. I heard that this is 9 issues. So
how is it 9? Most Black Label books are like 3 and out.
Yeah. So I mean, I was really into the first 2 issues. Now I'm finding out like this is going to be a 9-issue arc. I'm like, damn, man. I mean, the art is still cool. I like the dark tones of it. I mean, this is a straight up adult oriented serial killer, hard boiled detective story. But like 9 issues, man, at $6, I don't know, man.
I don't know.
It's kind of an investment, you know. So, and especially after this one, it just felt like this was just filler. Like, let's get to it, you know. So I don't know. I give it a 3 out of 5.
Okay, I guess. Last book I have is Immortal Hulk: Great Power.
Yeah, I almost got this, and then I was
like, how am I? Eli, you're supposed to be your wheelhouse. I don't know anything about this.
I was like, nah. Fuck you, Marvel. You almost got me, Marvel. You almost got me.
Because it feels like that Infinity Warp shit where they was like combining heroes and just do it. Like, that's what this feels like.
Yeah.
Basically, this is on the cover. It's Spider Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna go into too much detail about this. Look, Loki takes the power out of Hulk because he thinks he's a good guy now, but he actually the power goes in Spider-Man. So Spider-Man's a Hulk. They put him to it. Basically, the Fantastic Four show up to try to fix the situation. What they do is that they rebuild the gamma bomb that gave Hulk his powers to begin with. But it's like a mini one, just now. Because Immortal Hulk has powers to like drain gamma people now.
Yeah.
So they give him just enough gamma power to turn him into like a mini Hulk. So he's just Green Banner, just shredded. That's all. But he fights Spider Hulk, drains his power. He becomes Hulk again. Hulk says, "Peter Parker, I remember you, even though I know you made Mephisto erase everybody's memory. Even better than you are, I remember you. If I meet you again, we'll be cool. I remember that, so I won't kick your ass." Bye. That's in the story.
Really?
That's it. It's one shot.
Nobody fought nobody or nothing.
Oh yeah. Spider Hulk fights the Thing, and at the end.
So Spider Hulk, can he shoot webs?
Yeah. Well, the web's a mechanic, so he's still swinging.
Okay, I suppose, yeah.
He's swinging, but he's swinging through buildings.
I'm like, why does he need to swing since he's the Hulk and he can just jump?
He can. But he's swinging through buildings. So,
okay.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. And here's the thing. This was I thought this was going to be like Deceased, like a miniseries, because it was Tom Taylor. They're like, Tom Taylor's finna go nuts with this book because that's what he does with these. It was just, it's a one-shot story that one and done. Apparently that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna just have like different writers do one-shot stories with Immortal Hulk. They got another one coming, I think, in April or May or some shit like that. That's just what they're gonna do. This is a one-shot. They're gonna do another one-shot with something, and
so they're gonna fuck up the Immortal Hulk.
Basically, that's what happens when you become successful. Damn you, Al Ewing. So, 3 out of 5. I was disappointed, man. The reason I bought the story, not because of Spider Hulk. I'm like, ooh, Spider-Man Hulk. No, I bought it because of Tom Taylor. Tom Taylor has not let me down yet. I was just like, this was a waste of time. It really was. I could have just passed by this shit altogether. Hold on. All I got. I'm done.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Oh wait, I thought you usually had more shit than me.
No, well, we read all the same shit.
Oh,
almost.
Well, guess so. So we kind of
I read Fantastic Four, and you read Batman, and so.
Oh well, I guess that was quick. Okay. Yeah. Definitely. If you listen this long, definitely like, share, and subscribe. Definitely listen to our sister podcast, Geeks Av. Oh, and our other sister podcast, Comic Cast. They got insulted when I didn't mention.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. So they're our sister podcast also. Geeks Av. I said Geeks Av. What's the other one? This is Geeks and Comics.
They just dropped a new episode.
They just dropped a new episode like about 30 minutes before we started recording. So I'm gonna hear what that sounds like. Oh, Get Valiant. Okay, I listened to Geeks Valiant last podcast. Get Valiant last podcast, and the Hoodoo guys are on the Get Valiant podcast now. So it's like all of them now.
Oh, so they joined forces.
Yeah, they joined forces. They're the Avengers of. What's the Valiant
the
rip-off version of them?
Or whatever.
Harbinger. Right.
Yeah.
That's what they are. Okay. Instruments of Destruction. No more Talking Balls. Maybe Wrestling Council, I think, but I don't know what they're doing with that. And yeah, like I said, buy our merch. We're gonna start promoting this shit more. We go from there. Eli's got some new shit coming in. He's gonna model that for you too. To all our female listeners. So. And next week we'll come with some other shit. Oh yeah, happy Valentine's Day. If we don't get a chance to talk to you guys, hopefully everything goes well for you. Until then, this is Leroy.
This is Eli.
And we'll talk to you next time. Same bullet time, same bullet channel.
I ain't tryna. Yeah, ain't tryna be cool like you. Wobbling around in your high heel shoes, I'm clumsy. Made friends with the floor. 2 for 1, you know a bitch by 4. And 2 left feet, you know I always drop. First thing a girl did was a bop. On the whole damn cake and the cherry on top. Shook up the bottom, made a good girl pop. You ain't even here to party. Ken in the club tryna pipe a Barbie. I don't wanna go with the flow back then until I touch my toes. I don't wanna roll the boat. Wrist full of rocks and I hope I float. Big up yourself cause you know they don't. I chew cause they hope I show. I'm a bitch, I'm a boss. I'm a bitch and a boss, I'ma shine like glass. I'm a bitch, I'm a boss. I'm a bitch and a boss, I'ma shine like glass. I'm a bitch, I'm a boss. I'm a bitch and a boss, I'ma shine like glass. I'm a bitch, I'm a boss. I'm a bitch and a boss, I'ma shine like glass. Bitch on the after, you been the before. I've been the stallion, you've been the seahorse. Don't need a report, don't need a press run. All of my bad pics been all my best ones. I wear the hat and I wear the pants. I am advanced, so I get advanced. And I do my dance and cancel the plans. And boo, don't be mad cause you had a chance. Yeah, said I took it and I ran for it. I run it and I stand on it. Money on the floor when we dance on it. Shine bright as I put a tan on it. Said I took it and I ran for it. I run it and I stand on it. Money on the floor when we dance on it. Shine bright as I put a tan on it. Like, bitch, I'm a boss. I'm a bitch and a boss. I'ma shine like glass. I'm a bitch. I'm a boss. I'm a bitch and a boss. I'ma shine like glass. I'm a bitch. I'm a boss. I'm a bitch and a boss. I'ma shine like glass. I'm a bitch. I'm a boss. I'm a bitch and a boss. I'ma shine like glass. I'm a bitch and a boss, I'ma shine like glass. I'm a bitch, I'm a boss. I'm a bitch and a boss, I'ma shine like glass. I'm a bitch, I'm a boss. I'm a bitch and a boss, I'ma shine like glass. I'm a bitch, I'm a boss. I'm a bitch and a boss, I'ma shine like glass. I'm a bitch, I'm a boss. I'm a bitch and a boss, I'ma shine like glass.